When Ashley and I first saw Fortune, we were both 31. I had just finished my 10th year of high school coaching. Coached at a 5A football program in Arkansas, and I was really living out a childhood dream. It was everything I ever wanted to do. However, simultaneously our family had begun, and we had actually just had our 4th child. And we had made a commitment on our 2nd child that we wanted to raise our own kids. Ashley had left a job at a doctor's office to be a stay-at-home mom. And all of a sudden, when child 3 and 4 hit the ground, no matter how much we had downsized and prepared, financially things got very, very tough at our house. And it forced us into doing a lot of things we hated doing. I had to mow yards on Saturday, I landscaped in the summertime, built fences. Once again, I didn't understand it at the time. You only know what you know, and I didn't understand leverage at that time. I was still just trading time for money. All I knew is that we could never get ahead. And my dad, who's a CPA of 30 years, very analytical, has never participated in network marketing, neither had I. He just came to me and he said, Todd, one of my clients, I've been doing his books for 30 years, has gotten involved with something. He said, everything this guy touches turns to gold. I'm going to go take a look at it tonight. You should go with me. And Ashley and I went that night. We actually almost didn't go. The biggest issue we had when we first saw this was no time and no money. I coached a 5A football program that took every ounce of time we had. And I just didn't know how we could fit something else into our life. I didn't understand it then, but I do understand now that we're not looking for people with time and money. We're looking for people who want to create the extra time and income into their lives. So when Ashley and I first got started, we didn't really mandate time to this. We just worked it into our schedule. I would show a teacher on a planning period. I would grab a kid's parents when they picked them up at the weight room, spend maybe 3-4 hours a week at most initially working the business. And the $2.99 that it took us to get started, basically, I borrowed that from my dad. I saw the business. I wished I had signed up that night, but I didn't have the income in my bank account to do so. So after 18 days of festering on it, Ashley and I decided we would join the company. I made the phone call to my dad, borrowed the $2.99, and that's how we got started in Fortune. Everything about it was different than anything we'd ever seen before. It was a merger of network marketing and corporate America together. It was reoccurring bills everybody in the world was already paying. And we ended up getting involved at that time for what we thought would be extra money. But what happened for Ashley and I on a very part-time basis is by our 2nd, 3rd, 4th month, we had built several $100s a month of income into our life. And I know that's not enough to catch everybody's attention, but if you're a high school coach living paycheck to paycheck, $300, $400, $500 a month is more than enough to make a difference. And when we began to do that, it kept my focus, and we just kept putting more time into it. And by the time we got in to month 5, 6, and 7, those couple $100 paychecks had become several thousand every month. Then all of a sudden we look up a year into it after getting pretty serious about it, working at a lot of evenings and Saturdays, and our income is doubling and in some months tripling what I'm making as a high school football coach. And when we get to that level, we actually had a discussion and decided that we would resign from that profession. Anybody can coach and teach. You can do that any day. Very few times in a person's lifetime you get to do something that can really change your life forever. And we just thought it was worth the chance. And we resigned from the profession. I was scared to death. I'll never forget that next 12 months because I'd never been in business before. And in this type of business, you have to be disciplined. And I remember a lot of times wondering if I had done the right thing. But what happened for us over the next 12 months, by the time we got to the 2nd year, our income in Fortune actually had risen to the point that on a monthly basis, we were making more than I'd ever made in a year coaching high school football in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And we just continued working, and we've been full-time now in the company for about 5 years, and we were amazed. We actually took a trip to the Cayman Islands last month. Spent a full month down there, flew my parents in, our 4 kids. We enjoyed ourselves, and actually on vacation made more last month than I would have made in a 5-year span of coaching high school football. And that cannot be done in a regular job. And I just want everybody to understand you've got to think out of the box if you're going to be able to do those things that normal people don't get to do. If you're going to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning with no alarm clocks on a consistent basis, if you're going to put the time into your 4 children that you really want to put into them, not give them that hour when you get home from work, the only way to really do that is you've got to create leverage in your life, and you've got to have some type of residual income. The one thing, and if you could just let sink in, if the work is the same, and it is here, there's no shortcut on work in Fortune. There's time and effort that must be put into it. But it's no harder than what you currently do. It's probably not as hard as it was when we were coaching because I spent a lot of time there at the coach's office. But the difference is in Fortune, you do the work one time and you're paid forever because it's residual income on the work you did that single time. Whereas in most occupations, you're only paid once for your time. I know that when I was coaching football for 10 years, when we decided to resign from that profession and do this full time, they sent me one more paycheck 2 weeks later, and I've never heard from the school system yet. It's a key indicator that in that equation, my time was needed. And I think if everybody thought about their current occupations, irrelevant to the income you make, what would you really be making if you decided to take off for 30 days, or maybe something happened to you unexpectedly and you couldn't work for 6 months, most would say that there's no way I could maintain my same standard of living if I wasn't able to put into my small business or my job what I'm currently putting into it. And that's the neat thing about Fortune. It gives everybody a chance to create an asset, not just a living. We actually made a decision about 3 years into it, after we'd gone full-time. I said, why don't we just move somewhere where we can live on vacation instead of going on vacation once or twice a year. So we started looking around. We looked at the beach. We ended up deciding to move to a lake called Lake Norman, North Carolina, where we're currently living today. And what we set up a situation is that when I would go do a meeting and come home, we lived on the lake. The dock is right in our backyard, so we just walk right down and get on the jet skis at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, or at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. We go out and ski with the kids, and it just creates a lifestyle that I used to watch on TV. I was like, how do those people live that way? What do they do? And what I've learned since I've been in Fortune is you cannot do, this is the most important thing to understand, you cannot do what other people do and expect to get something different.
Our kids have got so much more possibilities today than what they did before. Being broke, you don't really even realize it when you're living in that world of paycheck to paycheck, and what your kids and what you are really missing out in life. But what money is allow you to do, it allows you to open up those doors, and the world is just all right there at you. And we are able to expose our kids to so much more possibilities out there that we would have never been able to before.
You know, as you're looking at this business model for the first time, you're looking at the ability to create leverage in your life, residual income, and I think most importantly, you're looking at your ability to get in the middle of a $1 trillion empire of bills getting exchanged out here every month. We all fear change. It's always the fear of the unknown. Can I really do something I've never done before? Can I do that something that I've not prepared for the last 10 years to do? And I'll just tell you, as you evaluate this, don't let fear stop you. This is a chance to change your life forever to a degree that the average person going through life can't imagine. When you create leverage and residual income in your life, the sky's the limit. Hello, my name is Todd Rowland, and you show great wisdom in taking the time out of your day to take a look at this DVD. What we're going to be sharing with you over the next little bit is a business that can be done part-time or full-time. It is a business that can allow you to build a secondary stream of income into your life, a plan B. And there are many reasons why an American family or a family anywhere could utilize a plan B. And maybe it is a way for you to shore up a retirement that has not adequately built. Maybe it is a way for you to create extra cash flow and get your family out of debt. In today's world, we see a lot of people joining our business because they're in professions that have been affected somewhat by the economy, whether that is a real business or an employment somewhere. The model you're about to see is actually not being hindered by our economy, it's being driven positively by our economy. If you can just accept a little bit of change in your life, you're going to see a business model that is uniquely built for the time frame we are in currently. My wife Ashley and I saw the business you're about to see a number of years back. I was in my 10th year of coaching high school football. I coached a 5A program in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and I loved what I did for a living, as I'm sure many of you do. But I had ended up 10 years into my career, in my low 30s, in a financial position I never dreamed I would be in. During that 10-year career, Ashley and I had 4 children. We had made a decision that she would be a stay-at-home mom and we would raise our own children. And we had downsized, we had prepared, we understood that would make things financially tight at our house. For us, we had been living paycheck to paycheck for a number of years, but one morning, on the morning of the 16th, as a high school teacher, you're paid on the 15th and the 30th, there we were the day after payday with no money in the bank account. And I asked my wife, I said, honey, you're telling me we have no money the next 2 weeks? And she said, we have no money the next 2 weeks. And that day kind of changed the way, really changed the way I felt. It changed my DNA. I went through the day kind of in a haze, and I didn't really know what we wanted. I just knew I didn't want to live my life that way anymore, and I was willing to accept any change that came my way. And I began to pray for something. And about 120 days after that time frame, I was asked to take a look at the business you're about to see. When the guy got done presenting the business that night, it just made common sense, as you're getting ready to see. And I elbowed my wife that night, Ashley. I said, honey, I think this would work. And we got involved at that time thinking we could create an extra income with this to maybe shore up the finances at our house, give us a little breathing room. We began to work it consistently in the evenings and sometimes on Saturdays. And by doing that, each month we progressively began to build an extra income into our life. But about month 5, 6, 7, and 8, that income began to grow to the point it was making a significant difference at our house. And so did my commitment level. As our income grew, we began to work harder and harder at it. And as a lot of things in life, the harder we worked, the greater the income became. The name of the company you're getting ready to look at is called Fortune High Tech Marketing. We're going to call it FHTM for short. This is our corporate office. We're based in Lacey, Kentucky, but we're an international company doing business around the world. The owner of the company is the gentleman you see there on the screen, Paul Orbison. He's very important to the equation. He's a man of great integrity, and he's also one of the most successful representatives to have ever entered this industry. He created this company in January of 2001, debt-free, stockholder-free, and investor-free. And over the last decade, we have been featured on the front cover of a number of magazines. Actually, many magazines have featured us cover to cover. There is a book now written about Paul Orbison, his life, and our company. It's called Something Good's Gonna Happen. It just shares the amazing story of his interest into this industry and the creation of this company. When FHTM was created, we were created as a 21st century distribution model. We are a new economically improved way of connecting consumers to great big companies' products and services without the costly overhead of fixed infrastructure, meaning buildings and employees and all those kind of things that come with that traditional marketplace. We also get rid of the costly overhead of traditional advertising. Our company does it via word of mouth, and we also use the internet, which is changing the world, as we all know. Many of you have heard the statement that the world is quickly changing from bricks to clicks, meaning things are being sold online instead of people walking into storefronts and buying them. And anytime you can get ahead of an incoming curve like that in the business world, great things can happen from a financial standpoint. Now let's talk about how we specifically work. FHTM is a middleman to multiple industries, dozens of companies, and now hundreds of products and services. We're going to begin with TV. We're very proud to be an authorized retailer for Dish Network. With high-quality customer service, outstanding programming and reliability, Dish Network is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. We're also centered in the trillion-dollar industry of beauty care. We represent a company there called Envy Organics. It's a spa-grade organic beauty care company, eliminating all the sulfates and parabens. Most of their ingredients don't begin with water. They begin with aloe and other things. Just a terrific product line. Roadside Auto Club is a roadside assistance card, 24/7 coverage driving down the road. If you have a flat tire, run out of gas, they will come pick you up on the side of the road for free. It's one of those products you don't need it until you need it. My wife used it a couple of times. I'm so glad we had it in our back pocket. By this time, you're probably starting to pick up on the trend that we're a middleman to what everybody already has in their house. They're already paying for, and we represent the same companies that you're already paying at the same rates or better than you're already paying out there. And look at this. We also have a home security system with Front Point Home Security. It's all wireless. We actually just put this in our house, and it can be armed and disarmed from your phone. Our electricity went out the other day, and I get a text on my phone that says your electricity is out. As you can see there on the bottom of the screen, it's the #1 alarm company in the Buyer Zone network. Through the wireless shop, we are connected to the majority of the major cell phone carriers in the U.S., and we represent both their cell phones and their high-speed internet wireless cards. How neat is that, being able to position yourself in the middle of a cell phone bill in this country? Nothing explains our company's concept better than this. When FHTM was created, this wireless card here, the new 3 and 4G wireless cards that are available in our country, they weren't even invented yet. I'll never forget this. I walked into a meeting one night, and this little 4G wireless card was sitting on a table. And when I saw it there, I asked a lady, I said, "What is that?" And she said, "Well, this will run 5 computers simultaneously at the same time." I said, "You got to be kidding me. Where did you get something like that at?" And she said, "Todd, I got it right through the wireless shop." And I was just kind of stunned for a minute, because there we were making money on a product that I didn't even know was invented yet. And that kind of gives you an idea of what you've got your hands on here with FHTM. We also represent the new emerging trillion-dollar industry of nutrition. The company we're aligned with there is True Essentials, and through True Essentials we offer protein shakes, things to lose weight, fruit and vegetable packs, and it's really, really neat. Our company's position as a middleman, which always allows us to get into that next billion-dollar market that's emerging out there. As another example, FHTM noticed the emerging markets of energy drinks around our country. Haven't you noticed it walking into every gas station over the last couple of years, how the shelves now are filled up with energy drinks? Well, True Essentials is now proud to announce the True Essential energy drink new in its lineup. Amusement Pack is a discount card that we represent. It gives you a discount of up to 50% off at over 87,000 locations. That includes a free companion airline ticket once per month, and it also includes a free gift certificate at many restaurants around the country. Through Express Optical, we represent name brand contact lenses around the country, and it has quickly become one of my favorite companies that we represent. Everywhere I travel, people in the rooms are always sharing their stories of how much money they saved when they started buying their contact lens through their own website, through Express Optical, not only saving money on what they were buying, but also now being able to make money on their own contact lenses. As you can see, the trend continues growing here, that we're in the middle of bills everybody's already paying: cell phones, TVs, home phones, nutrition, beauty care. And we continue on with IdentiShield. IdentiShield protects you from your identity being stolen, which has quickly become one of the biggest white-collar crimes in the country today. FHTM is also aligned with Zoom Energy. Zoom Energy is a progressive national retailer providing electricity and natural gas solutions to customers in deregulated markets across the U.S. Currently, Zoom Energy is available in select markets in California, Michigan, and Texas. 11 additional states are anticipated to launch sometime in 2012. As a footnote, each FHTM independent representative is required to complete a simple online training and become accredited before marketing Zoom Energy to customers. I'm going to remind you the deregulation of the natural gas and electricity markets isn't a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, it's a once-ever opportunity. Through Voice Connect, we offer home phone service. If you still have a home phone at your house and you have high-speed internet in your house, we offer an unlimited local long distance package. And for just a little bit more, you can actually get a video phone with it in HD. You can actually wave at the person you're talking to. It's a really neat product, amazing technology. NTU is a world music label that launched through our company. It offers online music lessons from industry experts around the country, guitar, vocal. It's been really astonishing hearing the stories around the country of how much people really love this product. This is the FHTM business model. We're a middleman to name brand companies, products, and services, and bills and products and services that everybody around the world is using. Now we're going to switch gears and talk about how this model actually works for you and I, how we can own our own business within the FHTM business, and begin building our family and income stream off of these things that are paid for out there in the marketplace. When you join the company, you actually become a business owner within FHTM. On your 21st Century website here are the icons of the different companies, and when you click, for example, on Dish Network or one of the cell phone carriers or the home security system, all of their rate plans pull up right there just like you're standing at the store. So if my dad wanted to change his TV to Dish, if my next door neighbor wanted a home security system, if my brother wanted to upgrade his cell phone, we look at it, we figure out what they want, we fill out an online application, we hit submit, and done. We connect the consumer to the company, and we're out of the equation at that point. And the neat thing about this website is as new companies continue coming on board, all that happens is that website emerges right there on that website. When you get your 21st Century storefront, we do two things here to create income. One of the things we do is for the companies that we represent is we gather them customers. We can gather them as many customers as we want to, and you're going to be paid a percentage of each bill of each customer that you gather every month. That percentage varies by product line. It will range up to 25%. Now you can gather as many customers as you want to for these companies, but to make all of the money I'm about to describe to you through the initial part of this pay plan, all you have to initially gather is what we call 10 customer points. So as an example, if my dad signed up for Dish Network through me, that would be 1 customer point. If my mom upgraded her cell phone through me, that would be a point. If I changed my own TV through myself or ordered some nutritional products, those would all be points. To make all the money we're about to describe, you need 10 customer points. The second thing we do, and the only other thing we do in this business equation, is what we're doing right now. We just look for other people that would like to own their own business and build their family a plan B, build a secondary stream of income into their life, have their 21st Century storefront, and be able to start making money on the products and services that people pay for around the world. We can go find as many other business owners as we want to. Our business model calls for at least finding 3, as indicated there by Bob, Tom, and Sue. Now we're going to help Bob, Tom, and Sue repeat the process. We're going to teach them utilizing their 21st Century storefront to go out and gather some customers for our companies, as many as they would like to. And the second thing we're going to help them do is show the business to other people, just like we're sharing with you today. And they're going to look for some other people that would like to own their own business just like us. Once again, they can find as many as they want, but at least 3. And then we just keep repeating the process. We teach those guys to gather customers for our companies and to find other people that would like to own their own business. Now here's the neat thing, that every time somebody joins your business and gets that website turned on and starts selling products and services, that you're now going to receive a percentage of each sale. Remember I shared with you that on the products and services you sell, that you're going to be paid up to 25% of the billing. But here's the neat thing. When Bob gets his business and his 21st century distribution storefront there on your first level, and he starts selling products and services, he's going to get a percentage. Once again, he's going to get paid up to 25%. But because he's on your first level, you're not going to get in the 1% range of all the different bills of the customers he brings on board for these companies. And when Bob signed up the next person, that would put them on your second level. And on the second level, anybody that enters on that second level and gets their storefront, you're going to override again by 1% on the billing or the customers brought on board. That 1% continues levels 2 through 7, but as individuals start landing on what we call the 8th level, that income jumps up to 5%. Can you imagine building a group of distributors around the world, and as they sell these products and services, you continue to get paid on it month after month after month? But as this residual income is building, there is also a customer bonus system that pays you bonus money for the gathering of customers. You have to make one advancement to get into this bonus system. And there's a couple of ways to make this advancement. First, you can go out and gather 70 personal customer points. That can be done. Or we have found a much easier way, and actually the way Ash and I did it, is you can go out and gather just your 10 customer points that we've been talking about since we started. You can go find 3 other business owners, the same 3 we've been talking about since we started, and then develop a team of 12 people in your business that gather customers. So 10 customer points, 3 people personally sponsored, and a team of 12. You can sign up all 12 yourself if you would like to, but as long as you have 3 other business owners, the other 9 can transfer anywhere within your first 5 levels. And when that occurs, you acquire the position called Regional Sales Manager in this company. Once you become Regional Sales Manager, you're going to go find at least one more person that would like to own their own business and create some extra income in their life. You can always find as many people as you want to, but it takes at least one to begin your regional code. When somebody joins your business, enters your business as in your regional code and starts gathering customers, when they gather their first 5 active customer points with the majority outside the house, you're going to receive what we call a customer acquisition bonus of $100. You can go find as many people to join your regional code as you would like to. Every time someone enters and gathers their first 5 points, a $100 bill releases. But here's the neat thing about the regional code. Once a few people begin their journey in their own business in your regional code, you're going to teach up and train them to repeat the same process, and that's to gather customers for our companies and to find some people that would like to do the business. But as this regional code begins growing out, anytime somebody enters and gathers their first 5 active customer points, a $100 bill releases, and that goes to unlimited depth. So as an example, if you signed up your sister in Dallas, Texas, she gets her website, she starts gathering customers. When her first 5 points are gathered, you receive a $100 bill. But now here's the neat thing. If she does a meeting Friday night and shares this opportunity with a few people she knows there in Dallas, let's just say 3 of those see what you see and decide they want to do this, they become a part of the company and they start gathering customers. When they gather their first 5 customers, you're going to receive $100 each time that occurs. If you went out and started a business and all of a sudden this thing starts growing out, the compound effect starts taking place. Let's just say those 3 now have a meeting in their living room and sign up a few people, and all of a sudden they sign up somebody in California and it moves into Canada. The $100 bill releases each time somebody enters the company and gathers their first 5 active customer points, and there is no geographical boundaries as that begins growing out. In any calendar month that there is a cumulative growth of 16 new business owners entering your organization anywhere, you're going to receive for that particular month both double residual income and double bonus money. Let me give you an example. As it begins growing out, if you had 16 new business owners enter in a month, instead of receiving $100 when those first 5 active customer points are gathered, you're going to receive a $200 customer acquisition bonus when those first 5 points are gathered. So if you had an influx of 16 new business owners that sold or gathered at least 5 active customer points, you're going to receive 16 times 200 in customer acquisition bonus money, or $3,200. So as your business begins to growing out, let's just say it compounds into time. We look up a few months down the road and you've got 20 new business owners in your business. And each of those 20 business owners go find at least one other person that would like to own their business. Well, if 20 new business owners all gathered their 5 active customer points, you'd be receiving 20 times 200. How much money is that? And let me ask you this question. How much difference would that check make at your house? In addition to the $200 customer acquisition bonus, the regional code also brings a pay raise in the residual income, and it is now paid to unlimited depth. We have only talked about the manager code and the regional code. However, if you would like, you can continue advancing through the company. The third advancement is called Executive Manager, where an additional pay raise occurs in both customer acquisition bonus money and residual income. Then we move to National Manager, where yet another pay raise occurs. And then for those of you that one day may want to work really hard at this, there is a final resting place we call the Presidential Ambassador Pool, that you actually have the ability to work into a position where you override revenue of all the customers that FHTM has acquired. It's a really neat position, and I've really never heard of it in this industry or in other industries. I know for sure as a high school football coach there was never a position in that industry that if I worked for a period of time I could override all revenue the school system was generating. Paul Orbison and FHTM really understand how to reward the representatives that work hard. Outside of the residual income and the bonus money, there are also vacations that you can earn. Every 6 months, the company sends you and another person, your spouse, a child, a friend, whoever you would like, on a totally paid-for vacation, food and lodging. Here's where we've been over the last few years. We have been to Tucson, Arizona, Los Palomos. It's a top 25 U.S. destination. We have been to the Dominican Republic, a 5-star resort there. We have been to Los Cabos, Mexico, the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas, on a Western Caribbean cruise. Ash and I were just talking the other day, and we were saying besides the income we've been able to make here, the vacations and the friendships, it's just been amazing. At Executive Manager, you're able to qualify to earn payments toward a brand new luxury car. This is one of my favorite things about FHTM. Hundreds of representatives have been able to earn payments toward their luxury car through our company. Once you have your business, you're going to get all kinds of things with it. Rep services, you're going to get trained, you're going to get a kit in the mail. How much would you think it would cost to own a business like this to put you in position to make money on so many products, services, and companies? Here at our company, to buy your own business and begin offering for sale all of the great products and services I have described and to build your own FHTM team, it's only $99.99. That is the only cost and the only step necessary to buy your business and join FHTM. However, to get the full benefits of the FHTM compensation plan, your business has to be qualified as I explained in the plan. For new people joining the company, we have as an option for qualifying your business a new representative monthly bundle. FHTM offers a 5-point bundle between $99 and $140, depending on which products and services you like. Your $24.95 a month website is included at no additional charge. These bundles have tremendous value and are a great way to start your business and to start making money right away by selling and sampling the products and using the services included in your bundle. If you do begin this way, you have 5 customer points and you're qualified for the initial money, but to make all the money, you'll need to go gather 5 more customer points a la carte. Really simple. Upgrade a cell phone through yourself, your dad changes his TV, your brother gets identity theft insurance. If you don't want to go through that process right out of the chute, there are some 10-point starter packs available. The value on it is even better. The cost of a 10-point starter pack is in the $259 range. Once again, tremendous value on the different things that you get with it, but you've got all 10 customer points that second. And see, the neat thing about these customer points or bundles is the products within them can be resold or sampled out. It's just a great way to become acquainted with the products and start your business totally qualified from day one. I just want to remind you that success as an FHTM representative is not guaranteed, but yet based solely upon our individual efforts. And it's really neat for my wife and I to have a business that the more time we put into it, the more we can get out of it. The question is not, do you want to do this? The question is not, do you want to upgrade your cell phone, or do you want to go ask your dad to change his TV through you? The question is there something out there in your future that you want to be better? Ashley and I had reached a point in life we wanted better and had no means to get there, and we were praying for it. I never dreamed it would come delivered in this industry or by some company called FHTM. I wish I could tell you I was smart enough to know it was an answer to my prayer the day I saw it and the day I signed up, but I didn't. But a year into it, after I had the ability to kind of make this my new comfort zone, it delivered. It delivered a lot of things that we needed, wanted, and were praying for. Do you see why we're so excited? This 21st century distribution model, a 21st century way of doing business. If you're sitting there and you're a traditional business owner, our business doesn't have those normal headaches, the overhead, the employees. And if you are an employee, as I used to be, we don't have the boss. You get to be your own boss and kind of have a business that's based upon performance. If you're willing to work harder and outperform people, you're able to earn more here. We want you to join our team. We want you to own your own business in FHTM. The process is very simple. With the person you're sitting there with today, you'll just fill out the application. Once you get the application and the business filled out, what we'll do at that point is get your business qualified with some customer points. The bundles are a great, easy way to get that done. They have tremendous value with them. And what I want to tell you is I understand when you're sitting there and you possibly are thinking you may not have time, or you possibly think you don't have the money to do this. What I'm going to suggest to you is that that's the only reason that FHTM was created, was for you to have a business that you can do on a part-time basis, start creating those things back in your life. The question really is not, do you want to do this? The question is, do you want better? Whatever better is defined for you. For my wife and I, it was the ability to raise our own kids. For you, it may be your retirement that's not there. It may be the time freedom you don't have. It may be the kids' education funds you don't have filled up. This is a business that will allow you to start chasing that dream again. Don't let it pass you by, because what I want to say to you, if not FHTM, then what? What else would deliver those things into your life? Become a part of our team, and we look forward to working with you and seeing you out there in the marketplace.